listening to Those Dad Guys, because the moms have their podcasts, so why shouldn't we? Huh? Here are Joe Seiler and Paul Black, Those Dad Guys.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode. We are Those Dad Guys. I'm Joe. He's Paul.
Hi. How's everyone doing this a lovely, hot and humid Friday?
It is a Friday.
Monday.
It's a Friday we're recording, but Monday people are listening or watching, so that's fine. And I guess if it's Monday and you're watching and you're a dad, happy belated Father's Day.
Yes, it was a fantastic weekend, was it not?
I'd love to sit here and say, man, my kids spoiled me. I have no idea. I'm sitting here going, I earlier could hear my family talking. I think they were itching to get me out of the room so that they could discuss their elaborate plans for Father's Day. There's not going to be any.
We'll see.
I'm going to wake up. I'm going to make myself breakfast. I'm going to go to my parents for lunch. Happy Father's Day to my dad. And then I'm going to come home and they say they're going to make dinner. I'm the chef in the house.
I'm nervous for you.
They say they're going to make dinner. So we'll see. I mean, you remember my kids do steaks, restaurant and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so my son has already sent me the email for the request for the menu, which menu items I would like. So I am to respond in the contact us form.
Nice.
As to what I want. I have no idea what I want yet, so I mean, I don't know. Like, what do you have any traditions that you ever do like that you do for Father's Day? Wait, hold on. I'll do mine first. Look, I'm drinking Yingling, and I'll tell you why. I did not go to the beer store or any store, so I'm drinking what's in my fridge.
I thought it's because you can only handle the tiny beers.
No, that's literally what I have in my fridge.
And I'm so pumped. I'm wearing, if you're watching on the YouTube and you've subscribed, and if you haven't, smash it. I'm wearing my Forge FC. I'm wearing my Forge FC jersey. I got my Forge FC championship hat and care of Bench Brewing. Little Forge FC beer.
Look at that. That's good. Cheers.
It's fantastic. Cheers to you. Let me take a sip. The taste of champions.
I'm a fan of Bench beers. I love it. I've been to their brewery. I've eaten the food from their kitchen. It's fantastic. I'm a big fan, no doubt.
Yeah, man. As soon as I saw this come out on social media, I placed the order instantly. I was in a budget, so I only collected 3 6-packs instead of 4. And
who orders like 18 beers? No one.
This guy. I couldn't crack the $100 mark. That's all I'm telling you. And I drove out there with my daughter, and you're right. It's actually pretty nice. Great pickup, great curbside pickup. And it was actually the chef that was putting all the beer out there, getting ready to open up soon. Yeah. And said a lot of things to do for kids there too. Like it's like a whole family thing, and you get farmers and you get high end people and everyone together. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I've had the luxury of meeting I want to say the owner of the brewery, and he's a great guy. I learned the history of it and everything like that. You know what? We're going to do a beer tasting, and I guarantee the Bench brand will be represented. But who knows? Maybe we can have a chat with him at some point, because he's a great guy. He's a great guy and has lots of great stories to tell about. He's passionate about it.
Yeah,
which is super awesome. So
yeah, we got to get him on.
So anyway, so beer aside, which it's nice to have a nice cold beer. But tell me about Father's Day. Like, I don't know, like whether you want to talk about Father's Day that like you and your dad, or you with
we split
your
it up, eh? We split it up. So we have me only Father's Day. That includes tomahawk steak. Yeah. Tomahawk's our thing. Tomahawk's my Father's Day. Tomahawk's my Christmas dinner. Yep. My Easter dinner. That's where it's at. And then my folks and hopefully my brother are going to come over Sunday, and then we'll celebrate the Father's Day on the Sunday. Yeah. So Saturday will be tomahawk. Sunday, we haven't decided if we're going to put a roast on the rotisserie or we're going to do pasta, because my dad loves my wife's pasta. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Nice. See, we don't have any real traditions. It's not something we've done, and I just, I don't know. Like, I think Heather wants to do a little bit more for me this year, and Heather and the kids, because it's Maverick's first Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice that we can get together with, my dad on Father's Day and go over, and mom's going to make burgers for lunch and stuff like that. So we're going to do Father's Day over there. And then, like I said, we're going to come back here, and who knows what's going to happen. Like, all hell could break loose in my kitchen. Who knows? Thank goodness we're getting it redone.
Right? Have you thought of this? Because I have weird thoughts from time to time. All hamburgers are flattened friggin' meatballs. Essentially, is all they are.
For the most part, yeah. Depending on what kind of hamburgers you do.
Yeah. I wonder how. Yeah. So when you're having a meatball sandwich, you're essentially just having a friggin' burger. Yeah.
With some marinara.
Yeah. No cheese though.
We did. No, I put some Parmigiano on there.
Parmigiano.
I did. We actually had meatball subs, the homemade meatball subs this week. Actually,
it's good, right?
Yeah, it is. And you know what? It was like Heather's like, those nights where you haven't planned dinner.
No,
and she's like,
yes.
What do you? Yeah, well, you never plan dinner. It's your wife that plans dinner. I'm like, I don't know. And she goes, why don't we do meatball subs? I'm like, oh. That was the one day I went to the grocery store.
Okay.
Because I had no buns.
Yeah.
Got to get buns. I should have got beer that night.
You should have. So let me ask you, do you do, you said homemade?
Yeah.
So you do the homemade meatballs, not the frozen meatballs?
Yeah, homemade. We do them with frozen sometimes.
How Italian are you?
But we didn't do them with frozen
meatballs.
I did homemade. Sometimes you just don't have the ground beef. But sometimes you got a box of frozen meatballs in the freezer, and hey,
yeah,
with what you got.
That's it. I like that they allowed the social circles just in time for Father's Day. Yeah. I see that they like fathers a little more than mothers, really.
No doubt. But that's why we are those dad guys.
That's it.
100%. They're listening to the dads. That's the way it is.
True that.
So let me kind of, I want to touch on something that happened last week. So last Friday on the show, I guess Monday, I am so confused as to how to talk about the show. Last week on the show, talked about how my kids are going to live that 80s summer kind of thing. And Friday night when I was recording the show, the kids were out playing, whatever, having a great time. You may know this story because I did hop onto Facebook on Monday morning and just kind of let some people know kind of where I was at. But the kids went out to the park and, they wanted to kick the soccer ball around. I'm like, yeah, go out, please have a good time. So they're there. And I mean, notice the sun's going down later. So we're like, all right, be home by 8:30. No problem. They came home early and they were telling us that they ran into some 14-year-old teens who essentially started to bully them, I guess, 3 of them. And they ripped off like the caution tape from I'm like, oh, you guys are so gangsta. Like they ripped off the caution tape from the playground and they were trying to like clothesline Anthony with it. And, then they were making fun of Anthony's clothes. And
were they really slow that they couldn't catch Anthony or why?
I don't know. Cause Anthony, Ella's like, oh, he was running fast. I'm like, Anthony is not the fastest runner.
Right.
So maybe not. But Ella's like, they were vaping. They could go to jail. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about jail for vaping, but they could definitely get in trouble. And Ella, being Ella, she stood up for Anthony. Mm-hmm. And then they call Ella a stupid bitch. Mm. And I'm like,
at 10, yeah.
Like they don't know. First of all, they don't like. I could have seen Ella just going buck crazy on these kids, but they don't know her. She's definitely Heather's daughter, like Heather. But they were asking questions about like, where do you live? Where do you go to school and all this stuff? And my kids were smart. They weren't telling them anything. They're like, we don't got to tell you nothing. Like literally, that's what they said. We don't have to tell you nothing. And then they started following her home. And when the kids were telling me this story, telling us, Heather and I, Heather's like, oh, I wish they would have come home. I'm like, what? Have you seen, is it This Is 40? with Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann.
Yep.
I like to ask because I never know. It's not necessarily a grown-up movie.
It's kind of a rom-com.
Kind of a rom-com.
Yeah, so I know it. Yeah.
So I know, I love it. There's one part where she like berates this little child
at school. Right?
School and goes after him.
Yeah.
This is what I see Heather doing. And I literally said, and Ella's making fun of this kid's teeth. She's like, oh, his teeth were everywhere and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Heather, if you went after this kid, if he like, it literally would have been This Is 40 when she's screaming at him. You know, I'm going to post that scene on the Facebook page.
Nice.
But so Heather's like, I wish. But then here's where I start to get bothered. Like I'm not bothered enough, but the kids showed a picture on their phone of another kid that had been beaten up and says, you don't want to mess with us. And that's where I got a little bit bothered. The kids protected each other. They were good. At one point, Ella did say, after they walked away, Ella goes, you're a bitch.
Of course.
I'm like, oh, I mean, I can't fault you, I guess, but at the same time, you know, you don't want to escalate it. You never know.
Right.
And so we basically said, look, that's probably the one thing you did wrong. But I got kind of, so my wife put it up on Facebook and I got urged to put it up in one of the groups that you and I are part of on Facebook. And, you know, a lot of people were talking about, like, you know, you should have called the police, file a police report. And I was kind of torn on that one. I'm like, I don't really know, like, what's the police report to say? Like that there's some bullies out there. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't do the police report. I'm going to tell you that because it's dumb, in my opinion. I have to be careful. This is what I'm going to tell you right now because I'm kind of pissed off and I'm in a bitchy mood tonight anyways. I'm going to be honest with you, right? We gotta be careful about our opinions. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want anybody to get upset because I don't think calling the cops is the right thing to do in this situation. Right. I would be visiting that park every night to see those kids and have a conversation with them.
I actually got that suggestion made as well. Is like, you know what? And I got a bunch of other dads going, if you want someone to walk by that park and do some surveillance, you know, I'll come on over and we could go over it together. So,
and it's not even to do something. Yep. It's to talk to these kids. Kids, what were you thinking when you're talking to my kid like this?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not.
But kids these days are freaking nuts. They might have a freaking knife or they might have something crazy. I don't know because kids are just a disaster these days. So that we could never have an 80s summer because the 80s, you know, we had bullies and stuff anyways in the 80s, but they weren't packing. They weren't packing and you were allowed to fight and you fight it out and then you're done with it.
And that's the thing. So I agree with you. I'm not the guy that's going to file a police report. Heather and I both had that conversation. We're like, what do we say? Like our kids got bullied? Yeah. Like, you know, if the kid had a weapon of some okay, different story. But they showed a picture of a kid that got beat up and they, you know, I don't know.
The interesting thing, how close were they standing to them to see this picture? They must have been standing having a conversation at some point.
They got pretty close apparently at some point. And then my kids were like, hey, back up. Socially distance. This is my kids thinking about, hey, we just want to socially distance right now. Like you may want to kick our ass and beat us up and make us look like this, but we just want socially distance.
We want to see the picture. We don't want the COVID.
That's it. You know, like throw your phone to us. You know, here, put it in this bucket. Anyway, it kind of bummed me out because we had the conversation last week about how, you know, there's a concern, like, you know, letting your kids go X amount of distance and whatever. And I was all for it. It hasn't changed my opinion on anything. Look, there was a learning experience for my kids. They handled each other well. They stuck up for each other, which was the most important thing for me.
So we were talking, are you going to have the kids stick around closer to the house after dinner? Because at a certain point, you know, the teens are coming out because it's getting later. So why would and again, my scenario is whole different than yours. You have three, but you have two that are going out together right now. I just have the one. So I'm not letting her out somewhere until 8 o'clock at night. No, dinner. You play around the front of the house or the back of the house until it's time to come in.
See, 8:30 might have been a little bit too late. It's still light out.
Right.
It's still light out. And I figure if it's light out, you're still good because the hoodlums come out at night. Or as they say, or as Houdini said, the freaks come out at night.
Yes, they do.
You know? But so I didn't really see a problem with it. I've kind of rethought that a little bit. Do I have a problem with them staying out that late? No, as long as it's still bright out. But at the same time, it's not like they were far away.
Yeah. Thankfully.
The school's next door.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, we went for a super long walk from where we are. And as we were approaching that park, I was getting fired up. I'm like, if I see punk kids over there, I'll want to say something. But guess what? my wife and my daughter are going to hold me back and tell me to shut my mouth.
Yeah.
And don't say nothing to nobody. But maybe I would have walked by your place and told you, hey, I just saw a bunch of idiots on the good old park. Maybe, and they're vaping. Maybe we should go talk.
Then we would have left your wife and daughter here, and then you and I would have taken a leisurely walk.
We need to walk, you and I, you know?
Look, I just, after I gained 1 pound on a weight loss challenge. Anyway, I don't know. It just kind of, I don't know how to feel about it. It sucks that it happened. And one of the common threads is, look, there's always been bullies. There's always going to be bullies. I get that. And I can't protect my kids from all of it. All I can do is teach my kids how to handle themselves. Not handle themselves in a fight, because I'm the wrong guy to talk to about that.
All right.
But how to handle themselves, and and they talk their way out of it. And if the kids would have followed them home, we were waiting. We were home. So anyway, I wanted to bring it up on the show. I did say my piece on Facebook on Monday, but I did want to bring it up on the show. And you did reach out to me actually pretty early after my wife put it up on Facebook pretty quick. And I know you reached out to me pretty quick about it. It was just a shitty situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good. Yeah.
It is what it is. They've learned from it. Look, summer's about to begin. Go out and have a good time.
Yeah. And don't you love people that they'll be stronger for it?
Yeah. Sure they will. Now, my daughter.
Easy.
Can I tell you? I walked into Ella's room yesterday. And she's got a notepad on her bed, like that she writes stories and stuff like that. On it said Death Note. And
wow.
Those kids, those teens at the park. So I'm like, I hope that means that she just wants harm to happen to them, and that she's not going to go out and go like Steve Buscemi in Billy Madison and just start trying to kill people.
She does watch a lot of crazy movies.
She sure does.
So that was your Friday night.
Yes.
So my Saturday night, I'm going to tell you what we started to do on Saturday nights. Is we started to have a club in the house.
A club.
Yeah, so I got that the Monster Glow speaker. I'm not all set up like you are, and I just crank it to the tits, and I'm just listening to. We're listening to beats, dance music. Songs
like
are coming to my head, like a nightclub.
Oh, I thought you meant like a clubhouse.
No, a nightclub.
Okay, awesome.
So my wife's sitting on the couch watching my daughter and I dancing, right? And then I start telling my daughter how I used to talk to the ladies on the dance floor. So that was hilarious. So we were going to do it again on Saturday.
Hold on. What was her response when you told her that?
Whose?
Your daughter's.
Oh, she's just laughing.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you having a good night tonight? Me too. Enjoy yourself. And then I'd walk away. And then I'd start dancing a little, getting a little closer. What's that? No, it's good. The music's awesome. I'm just going on. So anyways, she wanted to have a club again on the last Saturday night. But before the club opened, she wanted to have some chips. Yeah. So she went into the garage, and when she came in, she decided to slam the garage door into the house on her middle finger. Yeah. It was a cry. It was a cry.
Oh, I would cry at that.
Yeah.
That's for real. That's no joke.
So I'm like, oh, let's get on the clothes. We're going to the ER. And then, so we're heading down to Joe Brandt. And I'm like, honey, this is what happens on club nights. Sometimes it ends in the ER. That's just what happens. Anyways, we walk in with the face masks on. Forgot those dad guys' face masks.
You forgot that?
I forgot it. We had real ones. Okay. I mean, anyways. And then we walk in. The lady's like, sir, only one person's allowed with her. And I'm like, come on. Really? And she's like, yeah, that's the way it is. So I went and I laid in my truck until they were done 2.5 hours later.
She fired up some club music and
I was listening to it. I was listening. I made a clubbing Spotify list. I shared it with you. Maybe I'll make it public so everybody can enjoy.
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah. So we're gonna see what happens on Saturday night this week and see what kind of club we have.
It's funny you talk about talking to the ladies and all that. Are you like? There's no joke. You and I are a couple guys who have no problem talking to people.
None at all.
I got no problem. That's how we kind of got to know each other. It's like, yeah, whatever. There's this guy over here. Okay, I'll talk to him. And
listen, let me tell everybody how we met.
Please.
So, because I think it's very vague for us too. This is when I remember you and I finally meeting. So we live in the same complex, and people always thought that Joe and I looked alike because we're both Jersey guys and hat guys. We're just walking around. I'm just a little taller than Joe, and that's just what the difference is. But everybody always thought he was I was him, whatever. Anyways, fast forward, we're at I come home from a Bills game and they played the Dolphins. And I see this joker get out in his Dolphins jersey and the Bills won. And I start chirping. Yeah. I'm like, oh, what about those Dolphins? What about those Dolphins? And you were like, whatever. What were you thinking?
When a Bills fan chirps me, I pay it no mind.
That's it.
I honestly pay it no mind. So yeah, because I would always see you wearing a Bills jersey or an Alfonso Soriano Cubs jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Those were the jerseys that I saw you wearing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember seeing you, whatever, and eventually it's like we would talk to some of the same people in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was just one time, it was just a sit down and let's have a beer with a few of us.
Mm-hmm.
Then you and I started talking.
Oh.
And then you start to find out, because the first thing I got told by our mutual friends was, hey, Paul was in radio too. First thing. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Whatever. I mean, there's a lot of us.
Yeah.
Paul was a DJ too. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Already knowing that you're a Jersey guy and a hat guy like me.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then we sat down and started talking. And literally people, I think, just kind of sat there and watched us.
Oh, yeah.
And just kind of, and it was like you and I were honestly the same person.
It was a doppelganger for sure.
It was super weird to them. Yeah. To me, it was like, yeah, this is perfect because this guy's like me. We talk about the same things. We like most of the same things. Yeah, this is kind of awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask.
Birthdays around the same time, right?
I don't know when your birthday is, though.
Well, I know you forgot. Remember?
Yeah.
So you're April, I'm May.
Yeah.
We were married the same time.
Yeah.
October, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So a lot.
Yeah, a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
So, but let me ask you this: what happens when you meet that guy for the first time, and you got to make small talk?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me if this is ever okay. What's the first thing if your wife introduces you? She's got a friend and her friend's husband. You don't know him.
Mm-hmm.
What is the most common thing that as guys we can talk about?
Like right off the bat, sports.
Sports.
Yeah.
Okay. What happens when that person is not a sports person? Because there are some guys that just aren't sports people. I mean, I don't necessarily believe in those people, but
yeah. You got music.
Okay. And
movies.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm excited about this. I'm rubbing my hands. Let's see. Let's crack this code.
I got two stories. Okay. First of all, sports is the easiest thing in the world to talk about.
Yeah.
Because you could talk about anything. You could talk about like, I am a fan of many different sports, so I can talk about a little bit about almost every sport.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I figure I'm pretty set up. Once upon a time, there was a person that, I'm trying to be careful here. There's a person that once upon a time I worked with and didn't know anything about sports.
Okay.
Nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
And I had to work pretty closely with this person. Didn't know anything about sports.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard. Right away, it's hard. And even if you've got movies or music to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
those things are so different. And then I start to have no patience. Like, it's like I had to prepare things in my mind to talk to this person about ahead of time. Okay. Otherwise, it's just like, yeah, okay, great.
But are they socially awkward? Not to put you on the spot.
That too, yeah.
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 Like those are the tough nuts to crack.
So I don't know if you've had that kind of experience. I got another story to tell, but I don't know if you've had that kind of experience. Have you ever, like, I can usually talk my way into a conversation.
Yeah. I just dig and see. And then once I've had enough, I'll just walk away. Right. So I'll go, well, oh yeah. Hey, whatever. Did you see the Jays? I don't even like the Jays. See those Jays? Yeah. I don't really care for sports. I'm like, yeah, it's a good one to nap to. Do you nap? Yeah, I love to nap. Then we can talk about napping, right? It's all about leading questions, right?
Oh, I'll write that down. Okay.
Yeah. Or so you have so common thing as work, right? You worked on any? What have you worked on that's really blown your mind lately?
Come on, though.
Right? Yeah. If it's work, I'm talking about your work scenario.
Yeah, but I knew everything that this person worked on. I just don't know.
Do you know what his favorite color is?
But what if no?
Why not?
But why do I even care? I don't care about that. Then I'm just gonna get bored and be like, yeah, okay, I could be doing better things.
Food?
Yeah, food. But no one likes food like I like food.
That's true. But this is the great thing. You introduce this person to new foods.
So now I'm like their culinary.
Nope, they pay. They order their own, but you share in that experience over lunchtime.
So now I have to have lunch with this person who's awkward.
Or a snack. Order in a snack.
Like a granola bar?
You're like my wife. I'm giving you solutions. And all you're giving me is problems.
I don't think I'm trying to find a solution to that one. That ship has sailed anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Give me the new one. Give me something new to work with.
I don't have anything new, but here's a story. So we went away one time, and there was another couple that was with us. And, we started off, and I didn't really know this guy. My wife knew the guy. I knew the wife. And we got together and we had the same thing. It's like, I'd be like, oh yeah, you know what? I talked about the Blue Jays because that's always my go-to right away. Cause I know everything about the Blue Jays. So I'm like, hey, you know what? Blue Jays look pretty good, and I don't really like sports. I'm like, oh yeah. All right. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So kind of whatever, more talk around the family or around the table. And then it was, movies. I'm like, movies, awesome. I'm like, hey, you know what? Did you see that new what Tarantino movie? It was a Tarantino movie that was
Kill Bill.
It was after Kill Bill, but
Inglourious Bastards.
Maybe that was it. I'm like, hey, you see that probably the wrong movie to talk about, but I'm like, hey, I'm like, do you see that the new Tarantino movie? It looks kind of awesome. Nah, I don't watch movies. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, right.
Do you come out and say, what do you do for a good time, man? Tell me about you.
I don't. Cause
that's one thing that I do to people, right? So I kind of treat it like a first date is what I do.
Really?
So the first date's always never about me. The first date, the first time I'm like, what's your story? And the guy I'm talking dating women, but talking to guys I just meet for the first time too, right? Just like, what's your story, man? Where are you from? Where'd you grow up? Blah, 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 blah. Just get to know them at that level and try to see if there's anything in there that I can work with.
Now, let me ask you, is this a person that you think you're going to be potentially forced to hang out with a bunch of times?
If it's my wife's friend,
work in?
Yeah, if it's my wife's friend's husband,
Okay.
Yeah, man. Because
So
we're
you put
gonna
the
have
work
to.
in.
First of all, we don't have many people over. She doesn't like people. I'm just joking, honey. Anyways, but yeah, if we're gonna hang out, I need to know you, man, because the ladies are gonna be talking.
Yeah.
It's just you and me, and we got to get this thing going on, or it's gonna be awkward and not fun. And I'm not down with that, like you're saying.
And that's the thing, right? And I kind of weigh it. Sometimes I weigh it. I'm like, am I going to see this person enough for me to put the work in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I think I'm going to see this person once, twice a year, I'm not going to put the work in.
It's like
put the work in.
Yeah, it's like when you're at an event and somebody walks in with a Slayer shirt and you just rip on the guy all night for wearing a Slayer shirt.
Yes,
because we're not going to have any experience past tonight.
That sounds a lot like me.
Yes,
that sounds like what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy, all he wanted to talk about was video games.
You love video games. Did you tell him about your genie and that you never returned it?
No. He wanted to talk about Call of Duty and all of this stuff that, honestly, I can't get into.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, guess what, man? You can't get into my stuff. I can't get into your stuff. You're a nerd.
Yeah. Did you I remember playing those games when I lived in my mom's basement.
See, that's why I needed you there.
That's right. Come on.
I didn't know you yet. But somehow I needed you there. I just don't. It's just awkward. So okay. So your tips. So Paul's tips into small talk.
Mm-hmm.
Dig in.
Just dig in a bit.
Get to know someone.
Listen, you're there all night. All right, you're hoping to have a good time. Start with the easy hitters. Start with the softballs, the sports, the music, the movies.
Right.
And that's not going anywhere. Try dig in. Where'd you grow up? Oh yeah, I grew up here. Oh yeah. Talk. Because you'll never know. This is what my mom always taught me. You'll never know when you find out you're related to somebody.
What does that mean?
It means that this person that you're talking about, whoever it is,
could be your cousin. Could
be your father's co-worker's son's nephew,
former roommate.
Yes. And you'll never know if you don't ask the questions. Trust me how many times my mom calls me up. Hey, Paul, do you remember so-and-so? And I'm like, no. And she's like, no, really, it was this person. And then I play along. Oh, yeah. So I ran into her brother's nephew's cousin's dog's Kit Kat bar. And, right... I know we've talked about this before, and then she always gets related. I seem to do the same.
I guess I'm just too lazy to put the work in. I just don't care. If you're not down with what I want to talk about,
if you don't like what I like, then you're useless.
Yeah, I just don't want to talk to you. You know what? If you're gonna come out, I'm just gonna talk with the ladies. That's how it is.
Right.
It's fine. I can talk lady stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like they're talking about vacuuming and cooking. Okay? Usually,
not like the good old days.
Usually they're just ripping on people from work or stuff like that. I can get into that.
Yeah.
Hey, who are you talking about? Let's rip on them together. Because I'm down. I got some of those.
Yeah.
Let's rip on this guy right here. Oh, he's your husband? Yeah. All he likes is video games.
Yeah.
I know.
Then you'll have someone like my wife. Wow, what a loser! And she's talking about her own husband. What a loser!
Don't let her call you that.
He wears an orange jersey and drinks forged beer. Get a life, buddy.
He's all forged up. It's gonna become like some sort of curse word. You're forged up.
That's right. Eh?
That's what people at the Forge FC get. They get forged up. So
sure do.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's it. You know, that's all. It's I was just curious because these things happen, and I was thinking about it the other day. I don't know why I was thinking about it. I haven't had to make small talk with anyone recently, except for myself sometimes.
Right? Do you know who I like to small talk?
Who?
Friggin' salespeople.
I know you do.
I love
you got another shopping story.
I do.
Yes.
So I was bored the other day, and. You know, we all know this summer's gonna suck, really, for the kids. Whatever. We have a friggin' little pool from the 80s that you fill up and the sides come up. Like it's a large enough circle, but it got nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, screw this. I'm gonna go to Canadian Tire. I'm gonna see what they got kicking around, see if they got some better pools or something like this. So I walk in there, we're looking around. They have this blow up pool. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pick up this blow up pool. But then I look at it and it's no bigger than what she has already.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? This is a waste of time. I'm not doing it. We're going to put it back. Then we find this slip and slide. So I'm like, whatever. Let's just get that slip and slide.
I love the slip and slide.
We go to the outdoor sport area and there's basketball nets there. And there was a Raptors basketball net that has the base on it. So the base is attached. You don't have to concrete it into your driveway or anything like that.
So it's like the way that you put sand in it or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of keep it down. Yeah.
So it's a Raptors one. And it's like 189.
Like full size? Not full size.
No.
I was going to say, if you get a full size hoop in your driveway, I'm coming over.
Right. That would be nice.
Horse.
Right? Yeah. So what happened is I talked to Buddy and I'm like, listen, man, what's up with this Raptors thing? And he's like, oh, yeah. 189 were sold out. I'm like, all right. What's the options of the floor model? What are you going to do for me on that? He's like, well, let me see if I can even sell it. I'm like, all right. So he talks to the boss. He's like, they look up the last sales price. So he's going to sell it to me floor model for $147.
So like $42 off.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I'm standing there looking at it. Then I have to make the call to the wife to make sure I have permission for this purchase because we talked about that.
We know this.
Surprisingly, she's like, yeah, do it up. So I'm like, shoot, all right. So the guy comes around and I see a full size basket, and it's a $199.
So now it's like full size, full height?
Yeah, like adjustable, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, buddy, do me a favor. I don't want to waste your time, and I apologize. This $199 bad boy here, what are we talking about with that? He's like, I have one in stock. One left, and it's on sale for $149.
Come on.
I'm like, buddy, sold. Wrap it up. You cannot find basketball nets.
No.
I've seen people at front lawn signs saying, if you have or know of a basketball net, let us know. They're like trampolines. They're like the pools. They're like everything. They're sold out everywhere. So I got a full-size basketball net for $149 in my backyard right now. Boom!
But I don't understand. In your backyard?
Yeah.
Why? Why is it in your driveway?
There was an agreement not to ruin our driveway.
What are you talking? So now you're going to play basketball on the grass?
We have a patio.
With like stones? You're going to bounce the ball. It's going to go this way. It's going to go that way. It's like when you're playing on the driveway and then you're bouncing and that like thing for like the sewer, the water is there and it hits that and it goes into the street. You got a basketball hoop in your backyard? That's ridiculous.
Listen, I have permission to, because it has wheels, I have permission to wheel it to the front of the house from time to time.
So those are the times I come over.
Either you or Isabella's friend, yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I got it $150, man. I could have sold this thing on Facebook or anywhere for $500 easy. So
it's weighted. You got sand in it and stuff like that.
Well, I overbought on the sand for the ice in the wintertime.
Oh, you
know the salt. So I put that on top of the thing
the
for now.
salt.
I haven't filled it.
Okay. Yeah.
I haven't filled it. I just put the bags on the back.
You got enough for when I dunk on it? It's not going to tip?
Oh, listen, if you're going to dunk on it, I'm going to stand on the back. You're going to shack that thing for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. My daughter and I have been playing 21. I've been teaching her how to play, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
She can only use her left hand because of her broken middle finger, or not broken, severely sprained. So I said, okay, the rule is I can only shoot with my left too. So we play 21, so it's pretty fun. She loves it.
Yeah, what height do you have it at? Like approximately?
I don't know.
No, but like
I can probably 6'2".
That's what it's at?
6'3". That's where I set it to, so she can make shots.
So I could definitely dunk on that.
Yeah, I could dunk on it without jumping.
Wow, yeah, you're like Manute Bowl on that thing. You're like literally, I scored.
Yeah, but it goes super duper high.
Sounds, yeah. But I'm just saying that's.
Yeah, but it goes super high. It's got two
like
adjustments.
10 feet. Like actually legit height.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's a Raptors one? Let's say Raptors? No, just
No,
straight
this
up.
one. Yeah,
That's
this one.
fine. Doesn't need to be. Dude, I'm bringing my ball.
Okay, let's go. Should we end the show right now?
I don't know. There might be some kids in the park. I don't want to. I don't want to walk by the park to your house.
No, you don't.
So that's awesome. That's an amazing find.
Mm-hmm.
B, let's get it out of your goddamn backyard.
Okay.
Can I say goddamn? I guess
You can.
I did. So too bad.
Yeah.
Let's get it out of your backyard and let's play some hoops.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, do we have a fence update? Do we know when your fence is being installed?
No idea, but he's got the money.
He's got the money.
He's got half the money.
Yeah. So you hope it's being installed at some point.
I'm like, bro, let's go.
Dude, I'm so excited about the basketball.
There. How was that for a surprise, eh?
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, I'm going to talk shopping, but I'm not going to tell you what.
I mean, I haven't even been invited over yet for it, but still, could you imagine? Here's the thing. Okay. I can't leave this basketball thing alone. I'm going to come over and we can leave it in the backyard because we're going to be using the smoker and the barbecue. So it allows us to do it all. Do it all. That is fantastic.
I'm with it. Let's do it.
That is I said we could play horse, I was like kidding, but we could play horse.
We can for real.
We can play.
Let me tell you, let me ask you this, because what you just said struck a nerve with me. Not really, though. You said I haven't invited you over. Everybody in my life knows I don't invite nobody over.
I know.
My invite is you come when you want to come.
Yeah.
You see my truck in the driveway. You see my car in the driveway. Ring the doorbell. If we're home, we're going to answer.
I drive by your house all the time, and I'm like, I should probably, if I see your garage door open, I'll stop.
Yeah.
Because normally I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. But
how are you on that though? Are you on I really appreciate the surprise visits as opposed to the planned visit.
Not in my house.
Really?
Might change. Right now, my house is always a mess and it's embarrassing. So, so I have a problem having people over. I don't know. I'm kind of the drop-in visit. It's funny, right? Like I don't mind the drop-in visit if I have a clean house.
Right.
If I don't have a clean house, forget about it. Mm-hmm. Like there's been enough times where I've
just keep your house clean. How's that?
Well, we're working on it. Okay, Paul. Okay, I'm about to start tearing the entire main floor apart. So trust me, if the main floor I don't care about any other floor of the house as long as the main floor is clean.
But this is the main time where you go and you do your drop-in visits on people.
Yeah.
Oh, is it dinner time? And I stop by. Oh, sorry guys. Do you have a little extra?
You want me to stay? Oh, you want me to stay?
Yeah. Come on. You don't have to ask, but I will.
I couldn't do it. Hey, you know what? That's awesome. I am coming over. You will see me at some point this coming week.
Let's do it.
There's no doubt in my mind. I'll even bring my own NBA ball.
Okay. What brand? What brand?
I think it's a Spalding.
That's what we got. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I have two. I have one that's like a street ball, but it's got that nice leather kind of feel, not one of those rubber ones.
Yeah.
But then I actually have a gym basketball that I've never used in the gym, so I just use it outside.
Yeah.
Even though
I can't believe how expensive those things are, man. The balls.
It's crazy.
Thank God my daughter liked the $18.99 ball.
Yeah.
I wasn't spending $40 for a freaking basketball. No,
get her a mini ball too. Remember we used to have all those mini balls with all the teams on it and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I had like a Philadelphia 76ers one. I don't know why, but I had it.
Remember those small footballs, the small hard footballs?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love those. You could chuck those things.
Yeah, I had a Bills one, I had a Dolphins one, and I had a Raiders one.
Nice.
Because Raiders were cool back then.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they wear the black and silver.
Thank you, Ice Cube.
Anyway, what do you say we do a dad joke? You got one all set?
Yeah, all I got it. And oddly enough, it has to do with cooking. So
I love it. Let's do a dad joke. Here we go. Dad joke.
And now, get ready to cringe. It's the dad joke of the week.
Okay, Mr. Voice Guy. All right. Let's see what you got, buddy.
Did you know that the first French fries weren't actually cooked in France?
I didn't know that.
No, they were actually cooked in Greece.
That's good.
There you go.
I can dig that one.
I feel a little all right with that because you got it right away as opposed to last week's, which people think you're crazy because Tom thought it was brilliant, that joke.
I don't know. People think I'm crazy because I think these people just talk to you and they just tell you, I think Joe's crazy.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah, they just want to be your friend. But why wouldn't they?
I appreciate that.
Why wouldn't they?
It's all about the small talk. Make people feel good.
And that's what we've learned this week is Paul has given me some tips on how to small talk with people that I probably will never use because I don't have the patience to talk to people that aren't interested in the things that I want. So that's it for us this week. Dads out there, hope you had a great Father's Day. Paul, happy Father's Day to you.
And to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. And we'll talk to you next week. Last week of school, everyone. So, bye.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. I know I said that before.